Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is The Long War. I'm Robbie B. And joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher, Stephen Fore, and Sean Nate. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, great to be here. As usual.
Yo, another Wednesday night. What's going on, everybody?
How's it going, everybody?
So we have a amazing poop story for you, but we're going to get to that here very shortly.
He was like, just tell me when. He's like, poop story.
Poop story right now.
And I'm trying to figure out where on GW's pre-order list can you buy poop stories. I was just looking for it.
It's an exclusive. It's a web exclusive.
Web
we have a web exclusive poop story from Robbie B.
Yeah.
Just do it. Fuck it. Now we're talking about it. We can't talk about talking about it. Just do it. Launch into your.
No, it's called a teaser, bro. You start a countdown clock and then you come back at the end.
Let me tell you what you don't do. You don't Google search web exclusive poop story.
Don't bury the lead.
No, don't do that either. You might come up with something.
No, just right. Do not Google that, please. Don't Google web exclusive poop story. You will not be happy with what you see, or you will be. We'll see.
Teaser poops are never good. That's true. So that actually kind of leads into the story itself. So I'm afflicted with the glutens. If you haven't heard already,
I read taser poop and I was like, that is what? But now I see that it's teaser poop. You were reading the same chat.
Taser face.
It's like I could imagine when you get tased, you piss yourself. But these guys have got a slew of videos where they're crapping them.
Yeah, I was like, Rob, where were you that somebody tased you and you shit yourself? Where the fuck were you?
Yeah, in the future, don't ever hold that gym back from tell us in the pregame show.
One of my most favorite comic book series and trade paperback series was called Transmetropolitan. It was by Warren Ellis. It was this guy, this sassy tart named Spider Jerusalem, and his main weapon was the disemboweler gun, and it had a dial on it. And what it did was he just pointed at people and they various degrees of pooping themselves. That was his primary means of self-defense and offense.
Have you seen this? What he's referring to?
Oh, yeah. I was inspired by it.
His preferred like superpower.
It's I believe personally, not only is it my personal superpower I would pick from a genie, which is actually in my graphic novel how I got my superpowers was from a genie. I think it's the most OP superpower you can have. The ability to instantly make someone shit themselves. And then if you scale that, like just read a book, right? Read X-Men, like you have a basic power profile, then you work with Professor Xavier for a couple of weeks and he shows you how to take it to 11. And suddenly you're just looking at the TV screen and making the president shit himself. You know, and then suddenly you're just like creating an aura around you when you sleep of people shitting themselves. Like you would fuck everyone up. It would get bad.
It would definitely get bad. But yeah, it's a good comic book series. Make sure you check it out. It's a great weapon to have.
I feel like I need to go practice the skill. I've got the skill down of shitting myself. I just need to figure out how to make other people shit themselves.
Self-shitting master.
Yeah. I figure you got to start somewhere.
So, Rob, where you were sitting on the toilet reading this?
No, I didn't even. No, this story starts way before the toilet. Oh yes.
All right.
So I'm afflicted by the gluten. So it's some cases, some rare instances, things got to come out quick because that's just how it works. So I'm like, all right. So I'm sitting here, I'm on deadline, I'm writing up a post, and I don't know what I ate, but it's gotta come out right now. And it's like, hey, it's time. And I'm like, oh, it's time right now. And it's like, yeah, it's time. I was like, all right, well, I still got time. So I'm like kind of standing up from my desk.
You had a very poor discussion with yourself right there because your body said it's time multiple times. You acknowledged that it was time.
I was busy.
And then you said, well, then I still have time.
Yeah, I was busy. I was on deadline. I had to get this post done.
You didn't listen to your body.
So I'm like, mistake number one. So I'm like, all right. So I get up, I'm done. I think I have time. You know, I'm walking around the desk and I'm going into the bathroom area. And I'm like, all right, this is Word. I got this. So, you know, I'm getting down to business. I'm getting prepped and I go to interface with the facilities.
Okay. I was like, are we talking about your blog article still or were we already switched to, I was like, interface. Got it.
I'm going, to
tracking
land to do my business. And so, I got my pants are gone at that point, obviously. So, and it's like a trigger. Like your body knows when the pants come down. It's like, oh, it's go time.
Sometimes it knows when you enter the bathroom that is
That's right.
Yes. So, it's like emotion. We all have our routine. You're just like, all right, Pam, sit down, boom, done. Or, it's happening. So that's kind of the routine. So pants are coming off and I'm lowering myself onto the toilet and I don't stop where I'm supposed to stop. And I'm like, what? And then I realized that the seat was up, which is a rarity because I guess my girlfriend had cleaned the toilet or something that morning. And I didn't realize it because, I was under stress and I'm like trying to get down. And
you were also shitting your pants in the process of shitting your pants. So you
right. So I'm realizing and I'm trying.
And you're going in.
My hand, I'm like, it's too low, but my hand's going to get the lid. And I'm trying to put the lid down as I'm trying to come back up. And you already know what's happening. Like it's in motion. And so the lid comes down. I go up. Things are coming out. And I had to reclean the toilet and myself. Basically.
That was possibly the most pretty
good, Robbie B. I want you to know that. You did it. I think Kenny was going to say pretty PG there. You legitimately shat all over yourself, the toilet, the floor.
Yeah. To summarize it in an explicit way, my man fell into a toilet full of shit stew.
Yeah, you ping pong paddled shit. Right as the seat cover is coming up. I like it.
So it got on the seat too, and then got back on me off the seat.
I closed my eyes, bro. I know exactly. I was in that house with you right there as you were saying all this. I want you to know that.
He's using terms like the facility. I was like, this is going to be such a pathetic shit story. And then when he gets to the end, I was like, that is potentially the most horrible.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible. In the future, if you find yourself, if you find yourself, ass down, no toilet bowl ring to save you, just stay there.
Just stay there.
Just stay there for
use those quad muscles. Use those quad muscles.
That's right. We already know what happens. You cannot beat gravity. Yeah. So I got a funny one before we get out of here. If you get or before we get to tabletop market watch, if you ever walk into a
that's the whole show.
Before we start,
that was it.
That's right. If you ever walk into a public bathroom or even maybe your own bathroom after some of your buddies or something, and you realize, you say to yourself, hold the damn phone. What child was in here playing with shit? There's literally shit on the tank. But behind the tank, there's shit on the wall, and you're like, what in the absolute hell? You can't – that's physically impossible. Like, you're not going to get – feces is not going to go above a 90-degree angle, like, right? Like, it's not going to go up at an angle. What is happening? But Robbie B., I thought the shit story was going to go as you are disengaging the belt loop and the pants go around. You're traditionally one thing you'll do is – bend over. If anybody's driving in the car, I'm bending my entire body over. And what happens is the perfect shit position occurs. Your bowels and everything open up. That's why actually the porta potty, what is the poop? The little desk thing. The squatty potty is basically puts you in the squatty potty position and shit just comes right out of you. Right before you can get down, taking your pants off. I've seen it in action. This is it's pretty amazing.
Well,
so there it is.
Squatty Potty, please sponsor us.
We need to.
I think we're episode 181, and we've said Squatty Potty.
How sick would it be if like that was our first like real corporate sponsor outside of like a miniature world? If we got Squatty Potty to come in here because they know about the shit stories we tell.
Not booze, not Monster Energy, which like I keep a cabinet full of.
Depends in Squatty Potty.
Depends in Squatty Potty.
I feel like that's the ultimate duo.
All right, now that we've done it, we've gotten the shit story out of the way. We can,
the obligatory poop story. So
we're professionals. We deliver. So
you might see one of us or two of us in the same screen next week too. I'm not gonna spoil it and say which one. I'll let Kenny spoil it.
You're not gonna spoil it. Then don't.
I'm not. I just said that.
You made it seem like you put spoiling it on me. You know that I spoil everything. So now I'm like sitting here like, oh my God.
I know. I don't even have to. That's why I don't tell you secrets.
With stories like you just told us, I don't even know if you have any secrets.
Oh, that's just a poop story. That's no big deal. All right. So next Tabletop Market Watch time. It's coming out next week. We're going on pre-order this Saturday, the 2nd. From Games Workshop will be Genestealer Cults. So this is a lot of the new releases here. You got the Cults book, hardcover book for $40. Their card set for $15, which is pretty obligatory. And I don't know what the deal with this guy's name is, but he's called the Clamovis. What's a Clamovis? Is this another made up word?
Rob, this is a family friendly show. Don't be
Obviously
talking
not.
about.
Did you just not? You were a party to the Boo story. No, this is not family.
That's a good point.
You're an
Choice
accessory
words.
to that story.
This is an adult only show.
Explicit poo stories.
Content. Explicit
Anyways,
pictures of Rob Baer's hands.
Yeah. Well, it's called that, and it's $25. And then there's the Locust, which is $25, the Magus, which is $25, the Neos, not Xenos, Neos. So they moved around the X and the N, and it's a...
So it's Xenos,
Neos.
but they're swapped, like literally?
Yeah, it's Nexos. Neos?
Enzo?
I don't know.
Spell it again?
Nexos.
I refuse to pronounce that word. It's too stupid.
Nexos?
Nexos? Nexos sounds better. Nexos. Okay.
Maybe it's a
$25.
silent J, though.
What's that?
Silent J. It's pronounced Yogging,
Yagi.
which now fulfills our Talladega Nights-esque Anchorman part of the show where we throw a reference out there.
And then the Sanctus, which is $25. I think he's the bodyguard guy. He actually has some decent abilities and stats. And then
Is it
they got
literally
the
just Nexus? Like Nexus with an O instead?
Mm-hmm. Nexus with an O. I guess it could be Nexus. Nexos? It's not us.
I think it's just British misspelled Nexus.
Nexos.
Is it like Color?
Colors, yeah, like
Castellan. I mean, GW's kind of set a precedent here.
Then they got the Jackals, which are the bikes with the ATV. I think it's 4 bikes and 1 ATV for $55, which I think is going to be popular with the
That's
kid
a hot deal.
bashers.
That's a good deal. I like that.
And Jackal Alphas, which I think is the character with the sniper rifle on bike, $35.
why can't they just say Alpha?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if they have alphas in all their type of squads? So
The guy's got a sniper rifle on a dirt bike.
Oh yeah, that's one of the coolest models. I think.
I think it's a
Sure
lady
would like
too.
I would sure like to see how this plays out.
Unequivocally, the coolest model ever made. No opinion. Facts.
Facts.
And the terrain kit is the Tectonic Frag Drill. $60. Checks out. Genestealer Cults dice set, $30. Then they got the limited edition book, which is $80, and the collectors, or maybe I'm saying it backwards, the collectors is $200. And I think that's it for all the things. All of the Genestealer things next week. Also coming soon will be new Army Painter hobby tool racks. So you might start seeing those at your local game stores where you can get all your tufts and pliers and tweezers, and they got glues and all sorts of useful things on there. If you're a game store trying to pick one up, they're about half the price of the paint rack sets, which is pretty good value.
Yeah, we looked into it. I think it was like discount at the time was like $600, and it's jam packed, fully loaded with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a pretty good deal.
So those will all be coming out here soon. on the market, but a lot of stuff's going to get revealed at Gamma, which will be happening very shortly as well. So lots of things happening, lots of news going to be out there. And GW did some previews from Gamma last year too. So, and we'll also have the Horse Heresy weekend or this weekend too. So we'll probably see a lot of new Titanicus, the best game that you're not playing right now. And I guess some Horse Heresy stuff too. But
Titanicus, that's the game you and I are going to play at Adepticon, right?
I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't, unless I can't put the stuff together and have it painted by then.
So you just outlined 2 fail rates.
What's that?
You've outlined 2 fail rates.
Well, I have all the stuff put together, to be honest. It's just, the armor plates are all off. So at the very least, we can play with a bunch of robots that look like they skipped legs this day. We're like, what's wrong with your robot? He skipped legs day. It's fine.
Did you put Wednesday and leg day together? Did you just pull a me? I like that, Rob.
Leggeds Day.
Leggeds
Day.
I don't talk so well sometimes. It's fine. YouTube tells me every time I mispronounce and or say something stupid. And my video editor has now told me that I make up words, and she plays a game called I'm Taking a Shot every time Rob makes up a word. And I don't know how she still works for me. Because apparently she does that a lot. But yeah.
How many shots do you take when Rob shits himself? This is an escalating game. I feel like.
I think one of the beauties of the English language is that we can just randomly make up words and based on the context of the moment, everyone can define that word instantly. And so therefore it's not made up word. It is real. I would argue that.
I mean, I knew what it was when she told me. I don't know how she didn't know. I'm trying to find one real quick because she was telling me these words and I was like, oh, that's not, oh, here it is. So she's like, explain yourself, crystallified. And I'm like, I think it means to harden a crystal.
I feel like every single one of us through context immediately understood that word and therefore it is now real English.
I don't know. And another one was sectionalized. And I was like, I mean.
I think that's actually a real word though.
Is it?
Sectionalized? I feel like I've heard that word.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Like, I swear I used that at the shipyard. Like, I definitely used that word. It's a real word.
Sean, what do you think?
And then she was telling me.
Sean went to school.
I mean, the first one was definitely not a word.
Sean went to bartending in college. He's got the highest degree of all of us. Is that?
So. Crystallized? Not
yeah.
Crystallified?
That's probably the word I meant.
All right. I can see your point now. Now that I recognize that there's actually a word that's pretty close to that word that.
But then
and then chat's like,
nut.
Then chat's like compartmentalized, you mean?
Oh yeah, that sounds better. I like compartmentalized. That's a good one. Yeah, definitely.
God, I got the backpedal out of defending you on this. I totally had your back.
No, and then she was telling me about this, like the stuff, like she listens to podcasts. Huh?
So she's using this. She's drunk.
Yeah, probably. Well, that's fine. We all drink. She was telling me about like these murder podcasts. You know about these? Like a lot of ladies like to listen to murder podcasts to like, find out about how like other ladies get murdered. And
crime.
It's like
crime stories. Yeah.
Yeah, they're called like
stories.
And they have like a name, like the people like to follow this stuff and they do meetups. They're called like murderinos. And I was like, that's definitely a made up word. How dare you? And she's like, no, it's real. And I'm like, I have no basis to disprove that is not a real word. And she was telling me all about it. And these people with these Instagram that about like, you know, looking up all this murder stuff about different cases and things. And it's like a thing. It's like people's hobbies. And I was like, this is cool to hear about.
So why is it like ladies like it more than, is that the primary demographic of the murder mysteries?
That's like the demographic.
I can't confirm. My wife loves like all those True Detective or Women That Kill or like all the shows on investigative discovery. So
yeah,
when I end up murdered, you all know.
I'm about to say
she did it, and she hid the evidence really well.
Yo,
it was with a candlestick in the library.
My girlfriend, she reads like on Reddit. There's like scary story Reddits and like all this stuff and like true murder, like all this stuff, and she's all about this stuff. And I'm like, what did you put in my food?
I don't think she's saying she's gonna murder you. I think she's
No.
Like she just wants you to know that she can.
That she can.
Yeah.
Like,
Does this taste like gluten?
That when you
Nope.
take away her booze money and her ability to get booze with your fake words, like when you stop saying fake words and she can't drink anymore, then you're getting murdered. So keep making up words.
I have no problem doing that. 100% chance that'll
so, content. Is that it for Tabletop Marketplace?
I mean, I guess.
I mean,
I can make up some stuff.
Okay, don't make anything. I mean, we've done it, but like I feel like we've already made up words.
I mean, Sanguinius is coming, I guess, with a couple different versions.
With impossible to replicate inhuman spear arm.
This is my strong spear arm.
Forge World is not doing a good job with their sculpts.
What'll be funny is like if the hand is actually like it's like a separate piece, right? So you could glue it in any direction. And literally the first time someone gets the actual model and just is like, oh, if you just glue it this way, the whole model looks better. And you're like, oh, why didn't they just glue it right side up?
I don't know.
That would actually be amazing. I would be like, oh, okay.
I'm just waiting.
If that hand's articulated and so is the shoulder, you know what I'm doing with mine. Yeah.
I've seen some of the models you Bouchers have assembled.
Yes, you have.
I'm worried.
So, speaking of models assembled, Long War Doubles, LVO, about a week from now, people are going to start showing up to Bally's by the time you're hearing this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess isn't news to anybody who's going to LVO. They fucking know. They own a calendar, I would assume. But the big news is if you are looking for that sweet, sweet theme rubric we've been teasing you guys with, and that painting rubric and all the other things, that's out. There's an article, Spiky Bits. The same article has been updated. There's been resource information updated, PDFs, downloads. You can find information about it on the Long War Doubles Facebook group, my personal page, Rob's personal page. We've been throwing the information everywhere. Theme rubric is out, guys. It's looking strong. It celebrates the hobby. It's much of what we discussed last week. Shouldn't be a surprise to many of you. We have gotten some early information in. A couple individuals don't listen to the podcast, haven't been to an event before. If this is your first Long War Doubles event and you had no idea what the event entails, and you didn't understand that it celebrates the hobby more than the win, I want you to know, bring yourself some matching polos, you and your boy, maybe a stick of gum for your opponent, print off your army list, get a little, maybe an excerpt from the codex, type it up all nice and print it off, maybe burn the edges up with a lighter, bring it with you, celebrate the hobby with us, don't just bring your dick stompy 3-color minimum net list. You're not going to get good painting scores. You're not going to get good comp scores. Really embrace the hobby. That's what it's about. It's about celebrating the hobby, sharing in our mutual love together for 10 hours. And the guy or gal who literally represents all the facets of the hobby at the strongest, highest level win the event. There has been thought put into it. Even though hobby score is 70% and battle score is only 30%, it's been weighed against other categories. Theme is equal to battle. You're rewarded equally there. And then your sportsmanship score and your comp score are each potentially worth a full game if they're maxed out. So each one of those is like a game. So we've calculated this, we've been working on this for 4 years. Recommend downloading the resource packet. Get a game in. If you don't have time for a game in, go to Walmart with your buddy and get 2 blue shirts if you play Ultramarine, something. So you can maximize your team spirit. And some people did say, like, how am I possibly going to get these shirts printed up in time if I want to get custom shirts to get a team spirit award? I was like, not trying to sound like a dick, but mostly everyone who goes to team events, we talked about this, me and Sean, outside of ATCs and ETCs, the standard operating procedure for team events. This is your first one. I hope that you walk away from it pleasantly surprised.
If I go to the mall, I can get a team shirt printed in an hour and a half.
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be this grand, elaborate, like, whatever, guys. Like, you'll see. It's going to be amazing. You'll see what happens when you put 15% effort into something that you traditionally would put 0 in, and how the effect it has, not only on you, but games.
And this is the first time that it's being run at LVO. It has a long-standing base at Adepticon, so I can understand there's a little bit of people that maybe were unfamiliar with the format. But next year you'll be even more familiar with it, and you'll know to bring that A game and bring everything and plan for it, because that's what we do for a lot of people for the Long War doubles at Adepticon. A lot of people for the team tournament at Adepticon spend 6-8 months building up that theme in their army, building up crazy display bases, and getting ready with Spirit and other types of the formats for those big team events.
Yeah, and traditionally, Sean, right? Like, you'll even forego strength and power, even if something happens, because things are set in motion, right? Like, things are getting painted up, things are getting displayed. Like, that flyer that you might not like anymore ain't going anywhere. Somebody's playing with Fabius Bile or Lucius the Eternal.
Yeah, it always comes back to Lucius the Eternal.
right. Like, somebody's going to have 5 Slanesh Terminators and Lucius the Eternal and a Land Raider, okay? Like, somebody's got to take that.
Because somebody spent 3 months painting it, and it's going in the list.
That's right.
It's true. But there it is. I'm sure, like I said, most people at this point, they're as ready as they're going to be. We hope to see you here real soon. Rob and I will be representing the crew. This just came in. Sophie's Gaming Monument Hobbies will be out on scene. There'll be a booth representing a brand there, so a lot of opportunities to interact. We hope to see you guys all. But let's take a commercial break. Let's just jump into these Custodes and these Genestealer Cults. Finally, the Long War swag is here. LongWarSwag.com, the official home of Long War merchandise. We've got a range of merchandise exclusive to the Long War brand, next level painting and spiky bits. Definitely log in today while supplies lasts. Veterans, I've got news for you. Get your best deals online at dicehead.com. Long War Vets, call or email for your best vet deals. That's dicehead.com. elrixhobbies.com is your exclusive portal to upgrading your hobby. When you sign up at thelongwar.net, you gain an instant promotional discount good for 10% off at Elrix Hobbies. elrixhobbies.com.
Dear veterans, quickly, make your way to thelongwar.net and find out how to reap your hard-earned spoils of this long war. For our allies at secretweaponsminiatures.com have rewarded us all with an extra 10% discount on all Secret Weapon Miniatures merchandise. So stock up, dear veterans, and enjoy.
And we're back. Rob, beta breakdown.
Custody style. So the boys in gold are here finally. We got all our data sheets, and I'm kind of stoked. I think everybody is looking at different things in here. Like, I'm looking at some things. I know people are like in the speeders, like in the dropship. Some people are all about the termies, but I'll try to break it down. Try to go through as much as I can. We saw rules for the contemptors already. So we know there's a dreadnought with a sword and a storm shield. That guy is, which one is he? Oh, he's the 140 one. That's legit. Nope, he's the Dread Spear.
141 points?
He's the 155 one with the Warblade and the Storm Shield. He's 155. He has a 4-up invulnerable.
So it's not a real Storm Shield.
What's that?
So it's not a real Storm Shield.
No, it's the
Storm Shields that all the Terminators had left over from 5th edition. Or from
yes. But you're neg 1 to hit if you're resolving an attack made with a melee weapon against them.
Oh,
so,
that's pretty cool.
That's a -1 and a 4-up invulnerable?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's got a 6-up feel no pain. And the Warblade has 2 modes of one shooting, 8-inch range is the flamer, 2d6, strength 6, neg 1, 1 damage. Or the Warblade itself, which is strength of the user at 7, neg 3, 3 damage.
Wow.
So 155.
I like that. I don't mind that.
And what was his toughness and wound characteristic?
7/7. 10 wounds.
Yeah.
2-up save, 4-up.
Oh, 2-up save.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. He's a custodian, so it's a 2-up save and a 4-up invulnerable.
It's a bad motherfucker right there.
Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? If you're in a custodian's detachment, that is all battle and all custodians, they get +1 and they're invulnerable. So that
is it infantry and dreadnought for their thing, or just all custodians?
I think it's infantry and dreadnought. I got it right here. If infantry, biker, and so it's just infantry and biker.
Okay, so no, he doesn't get a 3-up invulnerable.
Yep, you're right.
That's why they gave him the 4-up invulnerable shield, so that he
to come with,
so he'd be covered.
Now
and I'm sorry. Lastly, that makes sense because a lot of Space Wolf Blizzard are not be pissed off because they just took away their 3-up invulnerable to move it to a 4.
Yep. Then the Achilles pattern, which is the one with the spear.
Aquila or Aquilus or Aquilus.
No, I think you said it right. Achilles.
Achilles.
The one with the spear. He's cool. He's 7/7, 10 wounds, 2-up save. He doesn't have an invulnerable. Oh, excuse me. He has a 5-up with the atomantic shielding, the standard custode or standard contemptor thing. And you can take them a couple different ways. So you can have the 2 Stormbolters, like straight up Iron Man style. Or you can have, or they're a little bit better than a Stormbolter. They're the rapid fire, strength 5, neg 1, 1 damage, rapid fire 2. Or you can switch them out for the Flamers, which are heavy D6, strength 6, neg 1, 1.
And this is the Contemptor Dreadnought?
Yeah.
So that's so you're talking about his close combat built-in ones, right?
No, this is on his fists. He has like little fists the plates you can switch out the weapons and the palms like Iron Man kind of. That's
for a close combat configuration, right? Like punchy hands, and they always have the little Iron Man, right? But doesn't he also have?
He just has. I don't think he has a fist. So he comes with 2 Lastrum Stormbolters and a Dread Spear.
So he has fists because his model has arms, and that's Kenny's trying to envision, but he doesn't actually have close combat weapons that are fists.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
He uses the spear in combat. He's from a more elegant age.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a Contemptor Dreadnought, but he doesn't have like the super 20 shotgun or anything like that?
Nah. He has, so he can switch out his little Stormbolters with Flamers that auto hit, or with the Atheric Destructor, which is strength 5, neg 3, 3 damage. Which if he rolls a 1 to hit, he suffers a mortal wound.
And what's the range on that?
18. But he hits on 2s.
How many shots?
Assault 2.
What's the spear doing in combat?
I think you can switch it out. So you could have 2 of those. So you could have 4 shots at a cost of.
Yeah, the Contemptor doesn't seem that tight.
No, this guy seems trash. So it's kind of strange too that the weapon profile that you're describing too, Rob, and a thing that Kenny and I both are kind of lacking on is like,
20.
Where's his other weapon? If you got a spear and you got a close combat weapon, what the hell is in your other hand?
I think he holds the spear with both his hands.
No, he uses It's a
and he also has guns in his wrists.
Yeah. So he's got the built-in the Death Company Dreadnought, right, from back in the day. One's got a fucking Stormbolter under one end and a Melta underneath the other, but he's still got 2 Talons, right? Like this guy, this spear.
So tell me this spear is like 6 attacks.
It's got to be God level.
So the spear has 2 modes of shooting.
It shoots too,
or 2 modes of attack. So it shoots heavy D3, strength 8, neg 2, D3 damage.
Okay, so he's a lot of so he actually potentially has a lot of multiple damage shots.
Yeah.
So he has like almost like a las cannon light.
Yeah. Or you can use it in melee at strength 14 because times 2, neg 6 or neg 3 d6 damage. When resolving an attack with this weapon, a damage roll of 1 or 2 counts as 3 instead. So minimum 3 damage.
I love it when they throw that in. It actually makes me happy.
I mean, for 140 standard with the spear and the 2 Lastrum Stormbolters at rapid fire 2, so you would be rapid fire 6 basically.
How much for the other multi-damage guns?
To take the big one, the Athric Destructor, that one is 20 points each, so it'd be 180.
Are those shoulder mounted, or they replace his hands?
Wrist mounted.
So they replace the bolters in his hands?
They would replace it, yeah.
But it'd be 4 shots, strength 5, neg 3 damage. So 4 of those plus the spear shot, and then you charge in with the spear. How many points is that? Like 180?
180.
180.
Give me the other.
So this is a Contemptor Dreadnought, though.
Mm-hmm.
180 points compared to like the current Contemptor Dreadnought that like Ultramarine people are playing. I don't see it. I don't see it.
No. Okay.
No, and some of the stratagems that they have access to is basically just like if you can use a 1-point stratagem to reroll 1s to hit for all units within 6 inches of the Dreadnought himself. Like, nah.
I mean, I don't think he sucks. Like, I'm not saying he sucks. He definitely does not suck. But,
no, I like the one.
Yeah, the other one is
D3
cool.
mortal wounds too when you charge. Like he has an impact hit.
Oh, is it automatic or does he have to roll the dice?
4 out.
He has a lot of
Solid
tricks.
He's got it, but
like I said, he doesn't suck. You put him in the right place. That he definitely is going to put the hurt on something.
Definitely running the cheaper as the 140. I think.
The 140 is definitely where it's at.
I think that's what's up.
And he has a 4 invulnerable. And a 6 of feel no pain.
No, he has a 5.
This one has a 5.
No, the 140. No, I was saying the 140 guy has.
You could run this guy at 142.
Oh, you can?
The other one's 155.
Oh, okay.
The one with this.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Oh, that guy seems really good.
Next up, we got the other Termies. They're Aquilon Custodians, and they have a lot of different weapon options, but their stock is 60 points. Excuse me.
That word you keep saying, is it like Aquilion? Like, what is it?
Maybe.
Sure. Rob, before you tell me too much more, too, can you give me the keywords that are attached to them?
Imperium Adeptus Custodes, Infantry Terminator, Aquilion, Custodians, Aquilion Custodians. So they've got a heavy flamer, fire pike you can take, does D6 damage, string 6, neg 1. They can take those.
Wait, they can all have that?
No, I think it's 1 per 3. Let's see. Any model with one of the following. Oh, no, you can. One.
It's a Melta
Any
spear,
model can be equipped. So it's a squad of 3 up to 6.
Yeah, so this is what shout out Jeff in Control Robinson. This is something that he was talking about. That it's a Melta Lance or the Melta Spear, and it's a 8-point upgrade versus what an actual Guardian Spear is now, and you get a Melta gun. So considering
I think he's talking about a different one.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
This is a flamer.
Oh, the built-in flamer. So yeah, so now we know that they've taken the Guardian Spear and just basically cracked it out to have access to multiple of the best weapons in the Imperium.
Yeah, those are the Custody Guard get different spears now. These are Terminators that
gotcha.
They're a little bit stock. They're on 50 mils, I think.
Yeah, they have an extra wound.
Yeah, they're 4 wounds, string 5, toughness 5.
Yeah, reread the flamer damage profile because it sounded like you said it was D6 damage. You mean D6 assault D6? Is that what you meant to say?
Yeah, heavy D6. It does. It's string 6, neg 1 damage. And then it also has those assault 2, string 5, neg 3 damage ones. That you could give.
And what's the range of that flamer? Is it just a standard 9?
12.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a pike.
So they can D-strike in and actually flame things.
They could.
Yeah.
And they have that ability built in. They have From Golden Light built in. So you don't have to teleportarian them.
Yeah, you don't have to spend the CP.
Okay,
like
that's
that.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that one's good. They are 60-point stock. They come with the Lastrum Stormbolter for 20 points and then something else. Oh, the Power Gauntlet for 15, which would make them strength 10, neg 4, D3 damage.
How much?
So
can they forego all that just for the pike, or do they have to buy it all?
You switch the pike with the Lastrum. Oh wait, excuse me. Yeah, you switch the pike with the Lastrum Stormbolter.
So it's 20 points.
Pike is 15,
15.
Instead of.
So you said there's 75 points right now per guy. And then you have to buy the gauntlet still?
No, they're more than that. They're 60 plus 20.
Now you're saying with the flamer.
The flamer.
Oh, with the flamer?
Yeah. Instead of that other crap, you said the flamer was 15.
Yeah, so they're 60 plus 15 plus 15 plus the gauntlet.
Wait, they're like 100 points each?
Sounds about
90.
right. Everything in the custodian book is basically
Four wounds each? Like how many wounds are we talking here?
Yeah, 4 wounds, 2 up.
4 wounds, 2 up, 4 up.
It's basically a squad of chapter master, or captains.
They have the Aegis of the Emperor, so they would technically be a 4-up invul, right, Juice?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's 2 up, 4 up, 4 wounds.
Yeah.
And last question, I'm sorry, too. Do they have access to the Storm Shield?
Mm-mm.
Well, like, what are they? So, like, we're talking 15 points for the flamer, 15 points for the gauntlet.
Yeah.
So you're saying they're 90 points or like 8 or?
So the way you have to take them is 60 plus 20 plus 15. So
what's that 20 coming from?
20 is coming from the Stormbolter, Lastrum Stormbolter.
But didn't you say we're swapping the Stormbolter
I
out?
thought we swapped that for the flamer.
Oh, if you swap it out for the Fire Pike, yeah, that's only 15.
We're not taking
so
both.
15.
That's insanity.
It's 15, 15, 15.
What are the 315s?
Yeah, what's the third one? Because we're saying there's 60 points.
Oh, excuse me. 60, 15, and then 15. So it's 90.
So for the gauntlet is 15, the pike is 15.
Yes. Or you could take...
is there something cheaper than the gauntlet?
The Talon... let's see. I think it's actually more. It's like a Lightning Claw.
Yeah, it sounds like it's only going to be 7
Power
points.
Talon. Oh, no, it's less. It's 19. Oh, excuse me. The Power Gauntlets are 13. I can't read my writing. So whatever. They're 2 points cheaper. So they're 87.
So you're basically
78.
running...
No.
Yeah.
No, 87. Yeah. So, I mean, you're basically running out exactly like the Praetors right now. The Terminators are now, like, literally for you to have a squad of them, like, you got to sack 380 points to have any kind of girth to them,
So you got to take the Talon to get them under that, and the Talon's not very good, but it's the cheapest way to confuse. So the cheapest way to run them.
I figure, like, if you're going to spend the points, you might as well just get the Power Gauntlet because it's neg 4 D3 damage.
Yeah, and then do you have the upgrades? Yeah, I think this unit is way too expensive considering some of the other. Like they got cool stuff like that. I even like the
like how many fucking Dawn Eagle jet bikes? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Dawn Eagle jet bike is 90 base. Yeah. Right? Like just 90 with a Hurricane Bolter.
Comes with a Hurricane Bolter and a Guardian Spirit.
Yeah, and it's the same amount of wounds, a higher toughness,
and move as a jet
twice as fast. Yeah, has the fly keyword. Nah, just give me a bike.
Then you got the Custodian Guard that you were talking about. I think this is what you were referencing that In Control Robinson was talking about. So you got the Custodian Guard, which are base 40, and then you can take those spears. So any model can be upgraded with a Pythric Spear instead of an Adrosite Spear. And the Adrosite Spear is strength 5, neg 3 damage. But if you roll 1 to hit, you take a mortal wound. And the Pythric Spear.
I just don't see like any of these infantry choices like outpacing like what Dawn Eagle jetbikes do for them.
Well, these are base 40.
Yeah, so in some configurations, what's happening is you create kind of like a bottleneck. It's the same way you treat these as Bulgrin. Right? So if you have standing firepower in the back, you have this and this, you can foot slog a little bit of a unit. And what I like about the Wardens is and with some of these weapons now, you can get like an 8-man squad for like 350 points, 280 points, but they're like literally a unit of characters, right? 2 up, 4 up. You can give them 3 up invulnerables. They actually have one of my favorite strats, which is +1 to wound with the Guardian Spear.
Oh, that's sick.
And you can mix match them, right? Like in each one of their bolters are the strength 5 minus good like -2 AP, I think 2 damage. Like it's quality, right? I know Jeff has actually had a lot of success here recently running them. And going back to even Nova of last year, it wasn't until I snapped last minute chose to get rid of the Custodes, but I was going to run a 9-man unit of them, right? And they were going to fulfill that role of like that Bullgrin. I'm just not going to die as long as I can kill the Castellan. As long as I can kill your heavy hitter. If you just got a bunch of, shit I get 2-up saves against or 3-up saves against, like, I'm good.
Sold me.
Then there's shooting versions of those Terminators we just talked about, the close combat ones. I mean, they're basically the same price points. They're 90, 92, depending on what you take. You can get the cannon, or you can get a bolt cannon, which is heavy 3, strength 6, neg 2, 1. Oh, no, wait, these are the jet bikes. Excuse me. These are jet bikes. They also have a Guardian Spear. So they are the Dawn Eagles. Those are those Gryfalcon bikes. I guess they renamed them. I don't exactly get it. What? Oh, wait, no. Wait, hold on.
Your notes don't seem to be very precise tonight.
I mean, I would like to go ahead and say that Rob did shit himself today.
Very true.
So
I think that's what these
might have been. These are shit notes. Got it. Sorry, your notes aren't shitty. They're just were taken while you were trying to rush to get to the potty.
Shout
to
out
be quite honest,
Eric Trock, who is actually going to run foot Custodes at the LVO. So that's
Big shout out right there.
Trajan Valoris will be in his list, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's pretty dope. No, these are definitely, it's biker, fly for the keyword. These are definitely jet bikes.
Okay.
Those are those sweet, smooth jet bikes that they got from Forge World?
Like, I think so, but those...
It wasn't
like
huge
Forge World,
penises?
Yeah, those.
Yes.
The best
They're
ones.
listed as Gryfalcon.
They're very
so
erect.
I'm assuming that's what these are. I can't tell.
Can we fast forward to the Custodes that have jump packs?
Yeah, that's the next ones right here. So we got those.
With a flyer?
Yeah. So the jump pack dudes are 48 points each base. Every model is equipped with a kinetic destroyer and a Taurus buckler. So I think that makes them 64. Somebody check my math on that. So the kinetic destroyer is range 18, pistol 2, strength 6, neg 2, 2.
Oh, shit.
It's
with that
Tesla.
going.
So on a, or
Oh,
not
Tesla, it explodes?
Yeah, on a 6, you score 1 additional hit to hit unmodified.
And it's 2 pistols. Each one has 2 18-inch pistols.
No, I think it's the 2 pistols
2
equal
shots.
2 shots.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That. Then you've got the Taurus buckler is +1 strength melee, neg 2, 1 damage, so it's strength 6. I think
It's pretty standard for a unit like that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So you can take this lance, which is basically, a spear type deal. Strength 6, neg 2, 2 damage. Atari lance is 14 additional points. So you'd be +4 points. So you'd be 68 points. In melee, it's +1 strength, neg 3, d3 damage.
What are they? 3 wounds each?
Yeah,
3
please tell
wounds.
me toughness 5, 2 up. Two up,
Toughness
5
5, 3 up. But
Yeah, they're like in power armor. Cause
They had to
jump
give
around.
up something to get that movement.
To fly?
well, yes, but if you shoot them, when resolving an attack made with a weapon that has an AP of neg 1 against a model with a buckler,
It
that
ignores
weapon
1
has
AP.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So they are like basically 2 up.
They have Aegis, so
So 4 up invuln.
4 up invul, and
Build 2 up saves and cover.
they can
Yeah,
deep
still 2
strike.
up. Yeah, it's like straight up. 2 up saves and cover.
And ignore heavy bolter APs.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
So
Yeah, that's
60,
weird.
64, 60.
As long as you get them in cover, they have a fucking straight up. Like that's something that's -1 that's still 2 up.
Well, because -2 would go straight from a 2 up to their 4 up anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So against
It's
things that are
basically-
-1, if they're
it's in combat against no AP weaponry that they are weaker than a regular Custodes.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they give up more. So, like, these guys, it smells like they woke up to the battle like 11 fucks. And they ended the game with a baker's dozen. Oh, no, that's 13. It's late. I want you to know. I thought I had this planned out. I fucked that. So, Rob, to bring us back full circle, is that movement 12 on those, or did they get quirky? Okay, I just want to make sure they didn't just say like, oh, they get to jump 8 inches or 9 inches. So, all right, they are a Space Marine with a jump pack.
So 60, 64, 68 points. I don't know. What do you guys think?
And they can reserve themselves. They can be held in reserve.
I like them. I like that. I think that unit has a lot of fucking fresh ass rules. It can do a lot of damage. And there's a pistols, the 2-shot pistols with quality damage. And they get stuck in there and they go back to the shooting phase and they're fucking just shooting the pistols in close combat. That's fucking good.
Yeah, 2-shot Tesla each, right? Like I'm behind this unit.
I like that. I like that unit.
I want to talk about their little speeder real quick. It's 100 points for a ballistic skill 2, strength 5, toughness 6, 8 wound, 2 attacks, 3 up save, but it has a 5 up invulnerable. It's got fly, obviously. It's -2 to charge it to your charge roll. And the weapon profile on it is either a 36-inch heavy 2, strength 7, -4, 3 damage. And if you shoot a vehicle, you can reroll a wound roll, or 6 shots at 5, -2, 1.
And that first profile is D6 number of shots, you said?
Excuse me, heavy 2.
Oh,
heavy 2, strength 7, -4, 3 damage, 100 points.
100 points for that gun. 100 points for the gun, or 100 points for the whole tank?
100 points for the whole tank.
And it does have one of those guns, or 2 of those guns, or
It's heavy 2. You choose the mode of fire.
It's one gun.
it's not for me. Maybe if I have a random 100 points, I'll throw him in there. Because that weapon profile is actually pretty cool. Guaranteed 5 shots on medium infantry units, a flat 2, but I got to keep remembering this is Custodes. So, Rob, this badass weapon still hits on 2s on that platform, right?
Still hits on 2s.
Okay.
It has power of the machine spirit, 5 up invul.
So with only heavy 2 and hitting on 2s, that's the equivalent of a Space Marine hitting on 3s, getting 3 or 4 shots.
What's interesting actually with these tanks is they're actually like cheaper at 100 points than
some of the guys
Custodes are. But you could almost, if you wanted to go a pure Custodes list, use them as your screen units, because that -2 to charge means people deep striking in need to roll an 11 to charge you, and they have fly. So
I think it's like an amazing. I think it's an amazing.
It's a weird thing like right there where it's actually cheaper than the dudes.
Yeah,
so you
the dudes you would buy to screen and don't even give you the -2.
I'm just saying, like if you weren't playing with like guard or anything like that, and you wanted to play pure Custodes, like
this absolutely is strong
too.
for a pure Custodes list. 100%.
Yeah.
It's about this big, so I mean it takes up a decent amount of space if you turn it sideways.
I want you to know something. The orc armies are sitting there like, I would legitimately give my left testy for my war bike or my war trucks to be as good as this dude for 100 points.
Yeah, it makes every fucking Speed Freak war buggy look dumb.
Yeah, just imagine
like a
your
scrap jet's
war buggies hit
100
on
points.
2s.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No,
And he has 4 more shots that hit on 5s. You know.
Get out of here.
I'm super hopeful for the grav tank, like I was saying, because I was comparing this to the tank commanders for guard, right? So base cost 210 points with the weapon for this. It's a grav tank. It's strength 6, 7 toughness, 14 wounds, 3 up save, ballistic skill obviously 2. It can fly. It's power of the machine spirit, 5 up invulnerable save, -2 to your charge rolls to hit it or to charge into it. It has a cannon with 2 modes of fire, 36-inch range, heavy 2, strength 9, -4, 3 damage, reroll wound rolls against vehicles, or 24 inches, heavy 12, strength 7, -2, 1 damage. That's its heavy cannon.
Yeah, it's cool.
You could switch that out and take the accelerator cannon for 8 shots at strength 8, -3, D3.
Has an accelerator cannon option?
Yes. So battle cannon-ish. And both of those variants automatically come with the bolt cannon at 36-inch range, 6 shots, strength 6, neg 2, 1 damage.
This is like a Sakaran, like almost like.
Nah,
Basically.
let me tell you what this fool is. Shout out Alan Marshall. You know exactly what I'm about to say. Just listen to what his profile is. He said that man fly. Said that man has got cool shit. A repulsor would lose his mind to be this vehicle. A repulsor's checking in at like 330.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? And a repulsor is way less than what Rob said.
I mean,
Like,
they're
that
different.
is-
This one has more some quality shooting. Like, I wish that main heavy 2 gun was heavy 3 or 4 if it's only going to be flat 3 damage. So I think you're probably going to take the ion accelerator for 8 shots at D3 damage each, right?
Yeah.
Strength A -3 D3. Again,
Yeah, I think that's the one that you have to go with. For this
I think
tank.
you're right, but like
210.
again, we got to remember if it's only 2 shots, they're going to hit with 2 because they're ballista skill 2.
No, but it only does 3 damage. I ain't down with that. So even you hit with 2 wound, 2. No, the 2 shot.
The other one, yeah.
The 2 shot,
It does 3.
max 6 damage. Max
6 damage.
Max DPS
Gotcha.
is 6. Max DPS 6.
But it's got 2 modes of fire, right? The highest level that one. It's
The 12 shot version is only 1 damage though. So
But it's only
Yeah.
1 damage.
so its max damage is DPS is 7. Or 12 DPS is
12.
its max.
Yeah.
But much more difficult to achieve.
sure.
The 8 shot version wounds better. Still hits on 2s.
It's the
And
same
it's-
AP -3, right?
Yeah, I think it's 8
2
minus 2.
for the burst.
Gotcha.
Yeah, still take that.
Still take it because now
Yeah.
literally
Yeah, it
if
rounds
3 get
out.
through, your max DPS is suddenly 9.
But you got to be close. It's 24-inch on the burst.
Even on the 8 shotgun?
No, 36.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That's the one you
Yeah.
want.
That's the one we like, the accelerator. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it
no,
comes-
the 8 shot is 60. It's battle cannon.
Oh,
Yeah, that's not even a question. So you're sitting like doing your thug thizzle. So you've got 8 shots there. Then you got, like you said, another 6 shots coming from like just
Super bolter.
random
Yeah.
super bolter. Yeah.
Everybody
So it's got
seems to think
DACA.
it's cute to charge guard tanks. You're like, you get to back up and you shoot. And I'm like, nah,
It's a good fucking tank.
get to back up now.
How many points is that configuration?
210.
Yeah, repulsor
even with
wishes.
the ion, even with the ion accelerator.
That is, it's stock with the ion accelerator.
You have to change off of the ion accelerator.
Hmm.
Crazy. 210, it's not bad.
210 is a steal.
Yeah, I want 3 of them.
Like a
instead of 10
-2 to
commanders.
charge. It's -2 charge with fly. Like the fact that
5
those are
up and
cool
ball.
rules. Yeah,
4
5 up and-
it doesn't get the +1, right?
Mm-mm.
It's not an infantry.
Telemon's.
Does it have a 2-up save because it's a fucking Custodes?
No, I
No.
think it's 3.
He said 3.
It's 3. Telemon's 272 with its 2 storm cannons, but that's a strength 8, toughness 8 dreadnought, 14 wounds,
Leviathan.
2 up save,
Yeah, it's a Leviathan. It's literally a Leviathan with a different name.
5 or 4 invulnerable.
Yeah, it's literally a Leviathan dreadnought with a different name, and it has 2 10-shot guns.
It has, let's see, the storm women comes equipped with the storm cannon, so it comes stock with basically a smaller version of that gun you liked on the last tank. Thus, the beam is heavy 2, strength 9, neg 4, 3 damage, reroll wound rolls. Or the burst is only heavy 6, but it's 48-inch range, 7, 2, 1.
You mean the gun we didn't like on the tank?
Excuse me, the gun you didn't like. Yes, that's what it comes stock
Yeah,
with.
it sounds like a shitty Leviathan. Cause
Yeah,
at least
doesn't
the
it? Doesn't it have
Storm
his-
Shard, whatever the Butcher Cannon arrays.
Yeah, the Storm
those
Shard,
are
I
the
think.
bad guys. The Storm Shard arrays are like for the good guys. They're only 24-inch range, but it's 10 shots a gun. That platform is 20 shots.
Yeah, well, I mean, it has a top mounted gun, 5.
No, you would just take a Leviathan. If you wanted this in your army, you would just take a Leviathan.
And just paint your
Yeah.
Leviathan gold. That's cool.
Yeah, and then
Nobody
it
say
has
it doesn't.
options. He has no options to switch those. guns?
he's got the accelerator cannon,
Can you take 2?
but it's not as good.
Oh, it's not the same one.
He could take
No,
2.
it's
not as good.
strength 7 -2, 1 damage.
Whereas the
Three,
actual
damage.
Leviathans is strength 7 minus 2 damage.
2 damage, yeah.
Yes.
And 6 shots versus the Leviathan's
10.
10.
It's really good at punching things. Strength 16.
Not the roll.
Now we do know that the Leviathan comes in at 304 points in that configuration. So Robbie B, please tell us.
275 is said for this, I think.
272 basically.
Yep, there he goes. I was going to hope you'd tell me 145 because he's about half.
Yeah.
Hey, you've got some really cool units, and then you got some. Are we going to finish this with a cool flyer?
Yeah, let's do that. There's the Grab Transport, but it's not that great. Then the Orion Dropship is, I mean,
That's
it might
the
be
one.
okay, but you're kind of pigeonholed in. The Orion Dropship
Hold on, just real quick. What's the heavy 4 strength 7 neg 3 2 damage? When did Chad just said that? Suddenly back
that's
on
that's the accelerator gun. You can have 2 of those. Heavy 4 strength neg 3 2 damage.
Wait, I must have misheard that. So it can have 8 shots at strength 7 neg 3 2 damage.
Yes.
And then it has the other guns, which are like 5 more shots.
Heavy 5 strength 5 neg 1 damage.
Yo, this neg 3 2 damage for 8 shots to hit on 2s. I'm not opposed to that. That out there.
36-inch range.
So he does
For
have
200
12.
270 points still.
Yeah, I think
No, it's, let me check.
he did say 36 inch, so that's 12 inches more than what the good guy Leviathan his range is. But man, it's hard to turn down 20 shots, strength 7 minus 2 damage.
Like if you're not trying to run like an Ultramarine, like
But does the regular Leviathan hit on 2s?
He's
If he stands still.
242. He's
that-
242.
So that
back.
one's over 60 points cheaper than Leviathan.
No, and it's 30 points cheaper than the way with the storm cannons.
Sure, I guess I'm not mad at it. I guess
If you want to play Custodes and you want that roll,
yeah.
that actually I can get behind that now.
Yep.
Mm.
Also, you know what you don't have to do is you can just plug and play this guy where good guy Leviathans are relics. So you would be taxing to have an already expensive heavy support choice, or is he an elite? Either way,
He's
it
a
doesn't
heavy.
matter. Okay. All Custodia units are expensive as shit. So the only way to add a relic Leviathan is to already have an expensive heavy support choice in your army.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the Big Daddy dropship. The way they want you to take him base is, I think 442 points, 280 base, but he has a lot of guns. So he has that blaze cannon. It's a beam. It's 36-inch range, heavy 1. Or you're going to have 2 of these because you have to take 2 of them. They're 50 points each. So he would have 2 shots. Strength 9, neg 4, 3 damage, reroll to wound against vehicles. Then he's got the burst, which is heavy 6, 7 damage, neg 2, 1 damage. He's got the heavy bolt launcher. I think he's got 2 of those. Heavy 3, 7 damage, neg 1, 2.
7 damage?
Excuse
Really?
me. Excuse me. Strength 7, neg 1, 2 damage.
I was like, best fucking gun
Best
in the game.
ever. And
Flat
2 of the
7.
bolt cannons, heavy 6, strength 6, neg 2, 1 damage. So he's putting out 6 shots at strength 7, 12 shots at strength 6, and then your choice of 12 more shots at heavy at strength 7 or 2 shots with the las cannon, basically. Airborne, supersonic, 5 off pinball. Hover,
Does this
powered machine
model
spirit.
carry people or no?
It does carry people. It has a transport capacity of 12 custodes, 7 infantry, 7 what? I think they messed that one up. 7 Adeptus Custodes, infantry, and 1 Contemptor. Or so you can take 12 dudes or 7 dudes in a dreadnought, not a Telemon.
That's sick. So I like how they say that it's 12 dudes, and it's not a 12 wound carrying capacity. So this dude fits a lot of mother truckers if you want to put him in there. Does he have an invulnerable by chance? I mean, it's worth
5,
asking.
yeah.
So a flyer, he is toughness 7.
8.
Toughness 7.
22 wounds.
You might have me
He's almost
sold
like
on
a
this.
super heavy. He's almost like
That's
a super
right.
heavy.
I think he's a
he
Lord
is.
of
Lord of
War.
War.
He is a super heavy.
So, and that carries
There you go.
that carries a lot of people. So he's 404 points or 460 points, you said?
442.
So let's do some quick math real quick. 442 is cheaper than a Crusader. A Crusader doesn't have guns like this. It's just got the 2 battle cannons and or the 2d6 battle cannon shots and 12 autocannon shots, or strength 6 -2, 2 damage, and then for another 30 points up top, you can give him Icarus autocannon array or something. But that guy's running in at like 445.
Does that vehicle have abilities to get out of combat and still shoot and all those good things that a lot of these big tanks have?
It's got fly.
Fly.
Yeah. Well,
He comes.
yeah, fly keyword. It's also airborne, supersonic, hard to hit.
He's -1 to
hover
hit.
jet. Yeah.
Wow. Toughness 8 vehicle that's -1 to hit that has fly. Man, I'm not mad at this guy for 440 points.
No,
That's
no.
some good firepower, some really good firepower, and it holds models. And I'm not even going to tell you, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, that you put some expensive ass, durable, high wound models in this mother trucker to start the game. That's not what I'm telling you. But if Trajan is fucked up on the battlefield, this flyer can go over there and scoop him up. If you don't want to spend the CP to deep strike some fools, like this has got play. If you deploy your slow ass moving units, and your opponent says, I'm hard lefting you because they have Eldar tricks and just reposition their entire army, scoop some guys in this flyer and move out. Like, I'm with this. And toughness 8 is a whole different ball game, because even stuff like Hive Guard, Dark Reapers, anything that's tough, it's literally forged to wound now. That's durable. 22 wounds too.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean, like a lot of these, it's really good. Like there's a lot of now stuff. It seems that like dedicated Custodes players can play. And if they if they want a mono build, they have a lot more tools than they used to have. That's really strong.
Does that banner affect this flyer? That's what some people are talking about. Is the banner, the Vexilla, the negative 1 to hit, does that affect vehicles? Or just
I'll tell you right now.
Or just Custodes. And also, I noticed the chat says that we got a lot of points wrong. So, guys, I feel like is this now out on the Warhammer community page?
Got a lot of points wrong. What do you mean?
Some people were saying that we got some more points wrong.
cost.
I don't know. I just saw multiple comments in the chat throughout the entire conversation that we were getting points wrong.
Well, remember that they're a little behind too, like 15 seconds or so. It's 22.
So is this something that now is just on the Warhammer community page for everyone to just download?
Yes,
This
it
beta?
is. Yep.
They said that one tank was 210, but it's actually 290.
So yeah, if it's actually 290,
Well,
like that tank.
no, I mean that. Let's see. Grav tank, 100 points. Twin. I think the problem is that some of these are twin this cannon and some of it's heavy this cannon. And, if you're just kind of scrolling down and not maybe looking at it on your phone, twin Alostris cannon is 90 and twin Lastorm bolt cannon, twin Lastrum bolt cannon is 20. So 90 plus 20. Somebody check me. 110 plus 100 base cost is 210 points for the Grav tank. The Calidus Grav tank that I like.
Yeah, the Vexilla Magnifica, that's the banner that's in question now. It absolutely will work on it unless there's an FAQ. It says your opponent must subtract 1 from hit rolls in the shooting phase for attacks that target Adeptus Custodian that were within 6 inches of the Vexilla Praetor. So -2 to hit flyers that are toughness 8, 22 wounds with really solid weapon profiles. And another reason why I love this -2 to hit, Sean, I know we've touched on a little bit maybe with the Dark Angels. One of the builds that I really like right now is, or have been since the book comes out, but you can have flyers and then you obviously have a Dark Shroud that says, hey, all these other flyers are now -2 to hit. But you can just shoot the -1 to hit Dark Shroud itself, right? You
This guy
can't
you
just
can't
pick
shoot,
this. Yeah, you can't just scoot this.
If
guy
he's just
up.
standing right under it, yeah, like
Yeah. So, and before the chat brought that up, I was going to say is, do you know how much better this guy gets if the Castellan goes up the 100, 150 points that, you know, the rumor mills are saying that will happen over the next little bit. But to be honest, if these guys are -2 to hit, the Castellan ain't going to do shit to him. I'm just here to tell you. Like, a Castellan for free on turn 1, hitting on 5s. I'm going to tell you what you don't give a shit about as a volcano cannon. That's D6 number of shots hitting on 5s. And your opponent gets to get a 5-up and vulnerable against it. Nah.
it's true.
That's good.
That's pretty impressive. His beta rules are pretty cool.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it's Forge World.
It's classic Forge World, so they're OP, right?
Some are like
No.
like one.
Yeah, some,
OP, and then the rest are trash.
yeah, that's classic.
Yeah.
Forza.
yeah, that's classic. I would actually say, Sean, I'd have to disagree, is that I don't think I heard anything that Rob say was like, that is the most ridiculous. There's a couple times me and you were both like, what did you say? You know, we were ready for that Forge World dropping the hammer, you know, something. But I just think these are some mediocre units, and then there's just some really, really good ones.
That flyer costs as much as like 6 of those Terminators.
Yeah.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Which
It's $425. People are saying like, oh, that's going to be cost prohibitive. It's like, I promise you that you're going to see like 18 of these at the next convention, and not one of them was bought from Forge World.
They printed and made 30 kits. 28 of 28 kits are at Adepticon, and they've only sold 2.
Rob, does that line up with your findings?
What's that?
That like all the $425 custody flyers in the world are going to all be in one convention.
I didn't buy it because I didn't get it when it first came out because it was like $500. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying is like, how many of these things do you think are floating around that people pay $500 for real though?
I think you're going to see a few.
Why are you doing me like this? Just admit that everyone's going to buy.
Rob, just admit it. I just said it. I made it easy for you. Just
everyone is going to buy this shit from the black market. No one's like, very few people are actually going to buy this model.
It's good. Not
Rob and I
for
we don't support the black market.
I agree.
I've seen cast of both, and I know which one was better.
Which one is better?
From England.
Ooh, he gave us a nugget.
It is. Yo, let me tell you how many. If they want to get rid of a Castellan, well, people already own the models now. But if that model, as good as it is right now, was $600 or $500, let me tell you what I wouldn't own. A Castellan. I'm just going to find other models to play with. So.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not paying $1 a point.
No, that's preposterous.
I've said a lot about the pricing of Forge World. There's a reason their sales are down $600,000 in 6 months. Yikes.
Yeah. There is. You guys want to jump on Genestealer Cult real quick? A quick summary of the new things you need to know about how Cult Ambush works now segment?
Oh, yeah. Juice is more on that.
So I'm really excited. I've been playing for a while now and really love the idea of the Cold Ambush table. Where there's the D6 chart 1 through 6, and there's different options that can happen. That is going away by the wayside. I love it.
Complete overhaul.
Like we're talking about, it doesn't even work like that anymore. So they'll have 2 verbiages, and I'm not going to screw them up here right now. But there's either they can be held in reserve, like Deep Strike, whatever mechanic it is, just like any army can do, and you set up.
It's called underground. You go
underground.
Yep.
Yeah,
AKA Deep Strike.
9 inches away, right? So all intents and purposes, just like everybody else. And then they have a reserve mechanic, which is called
Ambush.
Cold Ambush, still the same name, but way different tactics and how it plays. We have blips, alien style. They're in the room. They're around us. Blips on the board. to represent where potential models come from. Now,
they're markers, but they do sell this really fancy, or it comes with, what does it come with? The blips come with?
The tokens. Yeah.
I think they come with that, all of them.
So the little radar blips are what they're marketing as the marker, aka a rusty penny from your pocket, a marker.
Yep. So, and this is sick is because now, if you hold, 2 or 3 units and you have blips down on, you can, let's say a unit of one of my favorite things, rock sauce, and let's say the other one is just a unit of 10 neophytes. Well, obviously, if the opponent knew which one of the blips was the rock saw badass kill anything unit versus the 10-man neophyte unit, he wouldn't move near it, or he would set up gameplay for it. But if he bum rushes the knight, a Knight Castellan or Magnus Morty, anything else that I want the rock saws to jump to either one of those two, I can audible option select either
I actually love your example of using 3 units, actually, because I think that plays with the stratagems very well that they have. So if Juice has 2 badass rock saw units and another like max neophyte unit or some shit, he has these 3 units. He says, I'm going to ambush these joints. He puts down in his deployment phase, he deploys 3 blips in his deployment zone, which represent the idea that these guys are going to ambush you. He is 100% allowed to make the final decision of which blip is which unit at any point. He's saying that I'm going to deploy these guys, reveal them either at the end of your movement phase if you go first, or the beginning of mine if I go first. You don't get to know as an opponent though. And he doesn't even have to write that shit down. He just decides. So that's cool. You have 3 of these. So he has all the power in the world to put the units where he needs to. They have to deploy all within 9 inches of one of these blips, right? But there's a stratagem that says you can take one of these blips and blow, 1 CP. I'm going to make it 4 blips. So suddenly Juice's 3 blips or fucking 7 blips or 6 blips. Yeah. So now he has 6 blips, only 3 units still. Only 3 units. So now you're totally fucking confused. And then there's a stratagem, because I love your 3 unit analogy. It says up to 3 units that are deploying via ambush can now suddenly go underground. So he can have like these 6 blips playing all these fucking mind games, and then pow, none of them are real.
Yeah, and then so to make it why you're like, why would you ever put those blips down and then come to find out not? Well, if you have to put them down in your deployment zone and no one moves around, the blips aren't moving, or I don't know the mechanic necessarily within that, but if your opponent isn't coming at you, you're like, oh, you're not off my trap? Watch this. I'm going to come get you now. So it is the epitome of option selecting at any form
and
of the game.
Blips have this other power. Like there's a reason why you would put the blips down in deployment just to throw everyone back into the 3 units back into the underground, because models literally cannot fucking come 9 inches away from a blip. And if I go first and Juice got his blips down and I have all these like infiltrating units, they literally, even if I go first, he doesn't have to reveal the end of his movement phase, but I cannot come within 9 of a blip. No matter. So like he's got to denial it.
Yeah, and something we don't know is if they'll be able to bypass 50% of your army starting on the board and visible. We don't know how those rules totally interact yet. So we'll have to wait and see on that one, I think, until we get the full codex and can match all the rules. But I would imagine they might get something to get around that, but I still think they're going to have to start some things on the board, standard style, would be my guess.
Yeah, I agree. I can absolutely see it that way. Or maybe it's worded loosely, and we're going to have to get a almost day 1, week 2 type FAQ to kind of bring us back in line one way or the other. The one main thing that I want to talk about, like when they blew this whole Genestealer Cult ambush, blew it up from the ground level, is the fact that it doesn't and isn't going to hinder gameplay, right? Like it actually excites me that I can have mind games going on through the first couple 2-3 turns with these blips and everything, but at the end of the day, it isn't going to slow the game down. Because guess what? If I'm not moving models or I'm not pulling triggers, at the end of the day, I've only got fucking blips on the board, right? So I like the fact that this is next level tactics, but it doesn't slow down the gameplay to where I'm going to lose, make it work for my opponent because he's going to lose. It's more of a tactical thing instead of just like, here's 500 bodies. here's 9 turn 1 charges. Like this is really solid. At least first glance, don't even have eyes on the books yet, just by what they preview.
It's pretty interesting. It's a totally different overhaul. It is brand new. We've never seen anything quite like it, honestly, in the history of Warhammer 40K, I don't think. Like, can you think back to something that operates this way with this much freedom, with this much like fuckery?
No, nothing to this level, but now there has been, if I'm not mistaken, assassins and stuff like that could show up in certain units, right? Like, and then there was ambushing where you had to like write down on a piece of paper what units, like, hey, I've got a unit of, I think it was Genestealer. I actually think
you had to write hidden deployment. You had to write this. That's what I'm saying. This one has freedom. The freedom.
This is
the freedom. And it's
Hopefully
like some people are asking, can the blip guys take damage? The blips are a representation of a future decision that you have yet to make. There is no damage in them.
Yeah,
the decision hasn't been made until either the end of your movement as the guy who goes first as the opponent, or the guy who owns the blips in the beginning of his movement. Like they're just a representation of a future decision not yet made. There's no guys. They're crazy. They're interesting. Super interesting mechanic. I actually applaud GW for thinking creatively like that. Like, and they even say the word like mind games. They're playing mind games with you over and over again and all the fluff.
It's like they did it on purpose.
I think I'm pretty impressed. I'm impressed back to back weeks actually with some of the rules, some of the clarity. I was super impressed with the bullet points and now the blips. I'm in credits. Keep it up, bro.
Nailing it. Guys, is it about time?
I think so. Sean, you got a Lord of the Rings quote for us?
Till shade is gone, till water is gone, into the shadow with teeth bared, screaming defiance with the last breath, to spit in Sightblinder's eye on the last day.